My name's Adam Pearson, and people hate me because I'm disabled. I've been called things like Quasimodo, Elephant Man, because my face looks different, hideous creature, disfigured, tried to rip my face off. And it's not just me under attack.
Can you tell the difference between curiosity and prejudice in a stare?
Yeah, you can. You can tell by the kind of it's not just the stare, it's kind of the body language, the kind of facial expressions and what have you, but I'll still engage with it the same way. I'm not I'll answer curiosity, but I have no time for prejudice. And it all needs dealing with.
And you encounter this all the time?
Yeah, I think we judge on appearance very quickly. It's an initial reaction, and I think it's a very, very natural thing.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my, fourth episode this will be. And this week we're speaking with Adam Pearson. So Adam, I came across on Twitter, and I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to let Adam explain a little bit about himself and tell us who he is.
So thank you. My name is Adam Pearson. I am a British TV presenter, actor, and disability rights campaigner / journalist, hailing from sunny Croydon.
And how old are you, Adam?
I am 35.
35? Whoa, I'm not far off your age now. I'm 29 this year. Well, I'm 30.
Oh, we're getting old, aren't we?
So I guess, I've just quickly explained the format. The sort of idea behind it is to share journeys, share experiences, in the hope that someone around the world who's looking to change their life and do things a little bit differently might learn from those experiences and apply them to their own lives. So I guess let's get back to what you're doing now then. So give us a bit more information about what you just said there.
So at the moment, I think everything's different, particularly in film and TV, with this crazy lockdown situation we're now in. So like a lot of people, I'm spending most of my life in meetings on Zoom, getting things planned out so that as soon as lockdown lifts, we can hopefully fly straight into whatever productions are rolling on. So I've got a few pitch ideas in with the BBC, both TV and sounds.
Yeah.
I'm also currently consulting on a movie script for an 8-figure budget Hollywood film.
Amazing. Okay. So I guess your life's predominantly around TV, presenting, and obviously you've been in a few movies. We'll cover that soon. But yeah, so it sounds like a busy life, especially with lockdown being there. It must be a lot harder to sort out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Zoom has been a godsend. So for a lot of this, and in a way it's been helpful. But I really do miss being with other people in a room who aren't my family, and what have you. I miss my colleagues. I miss my mates. Yeah.
So when you're not being a busy movie star or TV presenter, what is it that you get up to?
Oh, I am such a dork. I realise I'm not selling myself to anyone, but I'm a big gamer, read a lot of comics, I play Magic the Gathering to a semi-professional level. Most of my time and money when I'm not working goes on either cartridges or cardboard.
Okay. Do you know what? I used to be a gamer when I was a kid, and it's getting to a level now where I can't even keep up, as in they're so good. People who play online, I can't even compete, so I don't bother.
Oh, I don't go online. I find it a terrifying and hostile environment.
That is true.
I tried playing Call of Duty once.
Yeah.
And there's only so many times I can be called the F word by like a 14-year-old American child. Yeah. Before I'm like, no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
So let's go disability campaigning. That was something else that you said there. So what is it that you're talking about?
Well, it depends where you go and where you get booked and what the delivery mechanism is. So, for example, this week, or the week we're recording this, I should say, is Face Equality Week, which is a week looking at facial disfigurement and visible difference and equality. And so I've been doing loads of things around that on Twitter. When it's anti-bullying week in schools, a lot of my friends are teachers, so I'd often go into schools and do assemblies, or be put on there on PSHE curriculum, on things like Rare Disease Day, I normally go to somewhere like Oxford or Cambridge and do a talk about rare disease and genetics and what have you. And it's all about relating the material, finding what you want to say.
Good afternoon. My name is Adam Pearson. Some of you may recognize me from the TV. I've got one of those faces. See, did you feel that? Did you feel the awkward tension that just filled this room? For some reason, when disability is mentioned, it turns us all into morons. Like, case in point, I used to live here in Brighton. I studied at Brighton Uni, just up the road in Morscombe, and I was in my house one day. I used to live on the avenue, and the gas man came round. I was the only guy in, and I let him in. He did his job well, it was great. But the entire time, he was looking at me really, really awkwardly. And I was just standing there thinking, either he's worked out I'm disabled, or I'm getting laid.
For those people, because obviously this is going to be a podcast as well, do you want to give more background into what you're talking about there? So what it is that you've been through, and because a lot of people might not have seen you, but they might have heard of you, or...
Yeah, no, completely. So I have a genetic condition called type 1 neurofibromatosis. And it's a genetic
word to say.
You can shorten it to F1. I normally do, but if I say the whole word, it makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about. It's unreal in my career. And it causes non-cancerous tumours to grow on the central nervous system. So in the same way that cables are wrapped in plastic, the human nerves are wrapped in cells called Schwann cells.
Okay.
And these cells, in my condition, multiply at a much higher rate, which is what causes excess growth in tumours. Most of mine are on my face and upper body, and I've got like a little one on my hand.
Uh-huh. It's interesting. I was just thinking, so you're talking to school kids, so go back to your own childhood. So did this start when you were young, or were you a baby, or?
Yeah. So it's a genetic condition, so I've always had it, and that's right. The genotype, the genetic default itself. And then you have what they call the phenotype, the way that default chooses to manifest itself. Okay. And there's a spectrum of how severe this condition can be, because it affects roughly 1 in every 2,300 people, which puts it just within the boundaries of being called rare. Mm-hmm. I think the benchmark for a rare disease is 1 in 2,000. Okay. There are people who just exhibit no symptoms whatsoever. Beyond you have these things called tape-au-lait marks, which are like birthmarks on the colour of milky coffee, hence the term tape-au-lait. And if you have more than 7 of those, that's a symptom. But outside of that, people can go with nothing. And then I'm at the other end of that scale. I jokingly refer to myself as the spinal tap of NF1, and that I've turned it up to 11. Yeah. And then you deal with it. I think it's really important that if you have a disability, that you own it and don't let it own you. How that works is different for different people. I'm a big fan of learning as much as I can, as quickly as I can, so that when you're in a situation with a doctor or you enter that medical sphere, that nothing catches you out, and that you also own that environment as much as you own your own disability. I think there's a lot to be said for being in control of your life.
Yeah. No, I agree with that completely. I think a lot of people, whether they have something different about them or not, a lot of people struggle to just accept themselves for who they are. They always look at others, and I think they let that steer their thoughts and actions, which is it's not ideal, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's a real dangerous road to nowhere, and I think that scheme of thought is heavily perpetuated by social media, influencers, and reality TV. I always ask the question of social media influencers: who are you influencing, and how? Because if you're on Twitter, like Instagram, with 2 million followers, and the influence you're having on young girls is making them feel like shit. That's not a good thing.
No, it's nothing to be proud of either.
No, and so think about it a lot more, and also why compare yourself to why want to be like someone else who isn't you? I could spend my whole life on either Twitter or the gram and try and become kind of the best. I don't know, Justin Bieber, Seth Rollins, Thomas Skinner, in the world. But no matter how good I get at it, no matter how much I either learn to wrestle or shout bosh, I'm only ever going to come second to those people.
Yeah.
No one has a default mentality of wanting to be second best at something.
No, I agree.
No one shoots for silver at the Olympics, do they?
You'll never be the best if you're always trying to be like someone else.
No.
So, okay, let's back up then. So a bit of context. That's a bit of context about yourself and who you are and what you're talking about. Going back, so like I like to show the journey and showcase, okay, so that's a very strong mindset you've just been speaking about. That's a lot of people never get to that point in their life. So I keep saying it's like they're operating on a frequency that's different to a lot of people because it takes a long time to ever reach that point where you go, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. And it usually requires some sort of path to get to that point. So I guess let's go back to school. I always go back to about 15 years old because that's when I started to look at the world and be like, oh, this is amazing. So yeah, I guess let's go back to school. What were you doing when you were in, say, high school? What were your thoughts and aspirations there?
I didn't like high school. I got bullied quite a lot, and I was at the age where the Disability Discrimination Act was just about a thing. I think it came out in 1995, the year before I started high school. Mm-hmm. So when it came to kind of equality, bullying, and what is and isn't okay, no one really knew what they were doing. To a degree, I still don't think schools know what they're doing when it comes to bullying. I think it's a ridiculous term anyway, because if the same things happen in the workplace, it would be harassment.
Yeah.
But because it's children doing it, it's somehow all boys will be boys. And school, whether you have a disability or not, I think for everyone, it's a slightly more Darwinian experience than it used to be. If you look at any school playground in the country, you'll see Charles Darwin's theory playing out in absolute perfect motion. And these weird hierarchies and pecking orders come in that make no sense whatsoever. But by the same token, you have to play the game. You've got to kind of figure out how to navigate that.
Yeah.
And I didn't navigate it that well at all. And I was always in the unfortunate position. But I was a lot smarter and a lot more articulate than the people bullying me. And I grew up watching like loads of stand-up comedy. So I had all these like really messed up kind of Eddie Murphy,
yeah,
kind of style combat.
Richard Pryor sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, just really good to go. And they'd be like, "You disabled idiot," and I'd be like, "Oh, fuck, you're wrong, bitch," and it just got me in like so much trouble.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the process of kind of part of the journey is failing so you can learn how to get there. And there's nothing wrong in making mistakes or ballsing up, providing you learn from it. If you're making the same mistakes over and over, that's Einstein's definition of insanity. Whereas if you can make those mistakes, learn from it, and brush yourself off and keep going. Like Rocky, it's not how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can be hit and keep moving forward. That's all part of it.
You would say that school for you was literally the school of hard knocks. You had to either learn to just get on with it and just ignore and move forward. I mean, you already said yourself there, you were more articulate and you're already smarter than a lot of people that were giving you abuse.
Yeah, and I think you take it, and then eventually you get to the mindset where it doesn't. I say it doesn't bother you. Of course, it always hardship should certainly evoke some kind of emotional reaction, but it doesn't become the thing. And you eventually learn that the people that matter don't mind, and the people that mind don't matter. And you crack on. And the opinions of strangers, what kind of Joe Blogs in the street or Sunky Badger 38 on Twitter thinks, aren't my concern, and they never will be.
That's you could even say that is a motto for life. That's a mindset that anyone should adopt, regardless of who they are or what age they are. But it just so happens you learn at an earlier age.
Yeah, and it's a hard mindset to adopt because we all care about our persona and how we're perceived, and that's to a degree okay. I think it's important to kind of take care of oneself and what have you. It's when how other people think about you overrides how you think about yourself that it becomes somewhat dangerous and problematic.
So you're in school and you're dealing with loads of, for lack of a better word, assholes, and you're looking ahead. And so I'm going to guess, did you go on to college? What were you thinking for your future? What were you thinking? All right, this is my path. This is what I'm going to head on to.
I think I decided I wanted to go to uni when I was 12.
Oh, right, okay.
I decided really early on that I needed a good education. I think when you have a disability, you need to achieve twice as much to get treated half as well.
Uh-huh.
And so having a degree would mean people would take me seriously. And it sounds really flippant to say, but it's completely true. I think the disability employment gap in the UK is 28.8%. That's the number of disabled people ready, willing, and able to work versus the number who are actually in work. And the disability pay gap is like 18% or something insane. So I wanted to be as well equipped as I could to be able to kind of counteract that level of inequality.
So you've gone into education knowing that, okay, if I'm gonna, you've already got in there going, I want to be different. So you've already said right back then, I want to be different. I want to be successful, and this is a way in which I can see myself being able to get there and get there effectively. Okay, so you've gone. What did you go on to study? Did you do college and then university? Yeah.
So I did 3 years of college because I was coming out of secondary school slightly underqualified and also with my head all over the place. I did the next year. I did like a 1 year GMEQ in business studies, which luckily was one of the few GCSEs I got on a good grade in. So I could sort of academically I was already far ahead in that subject. So I could kind of focus on me a little bit and kind of get my head straight and go. I was at a different place for college than I was at secondary school. So I had this like opportunity to have a new start, have like the Adam Pearson rebrand and just calm down a bit. It was just like, okay, you've done secondary school and the kind of sarcastic dickhead Adam didn't thrive very well. So try things a little bit differently here. And it was a really fundamental year in shaping me as a person. I think the person you become between the ages of 16 and 21 is the person you'll be for the rest of your life. So you better make sure you become a good guy in those 5 years.
I think a lot of people, I mean, I had bullies in high school, but probably nowhere near as the level of you were, but they were just people who were just cocks, I suppose. And I always thought after high school, going into college, people will be more accepting and people are more open and people aren't acting the same way. And I actually found that to be true. So going into college, it was different. And there were people with different backgrounds and everyone's starting to look ahead at their future and they're not really still being childish. A lot of them were, don't get me wrong, but there was a minority then. Yeah.
And I think you're right. I went to like a C of E sixth floor and I think it had three schools are a lot stricter with the code of conduct, and I think they have a better ethos as well. I think they're a lot more compassionate and a lot more understanding of the more emotional side of teaching that now exists that didn't used to exist. And I think you get a better caliber of pupil, but I also don't think it's fair to judge someone on who they are when they were kind of 14, 15, 16. I think that's a really hard time for anyone. And a lot of the people that came out of school, I now kind of drink with and see on a regular basis. And we very much kind of thrashed it out and buried the hatchet and being like, neither of us were perfect in that situation, and we were also like, we were 16. We just wanted to leave school and stick our dick in something, and now we could be friends. Yeah, you move on, don't you? And I don't want to hold on to kind of bitterness or self-righteousness.
That's the best way to be. So then, okay, so college, you've gone to study business, and then you've gone on to university to study.
I did business management at uni.
Okay.
I went
So another business course. So were you seeing yourself as like, okay, I'm going to move into, I want to be a business owner one day. I want to be a businessman.
Yeah, absolutely. And also a lot of the skills that entrepreneurs have are just very transferable to other things. Once you learn how a critical path works, you can slide really easily into like a film production and plot the timeline in the most cost-effective way, work out where the leaks are, crash the whole thing, and rebuild it from there. Once you learn marketing, it teaches you really good communication skills as to how to meet your audience, quote unquote, where they are, as opposed to where you wish they were. Just having really good accounting skills means you can budget well and know when you're being ripped off, and determine the value of something from the worth of something, because they're different. And just the skills will just see you through most situations, I tend to find.
And were you still working dead hard at university as well, like you were back in high school? Were you thinking, all right, well, I need to smash these grades now because I need that degree to get a good job?
Yeah, you absolutely need to smash things. Always work your hardest, and always do it for you. Don't do it because your mates are doing it or because it's like a family history thing. I think once you know what you want to do, you work out the best way to get there and crack on. I watched a Hall of Fame speech years ago from one of the wrestlers, and at the end he just said, "Decide what to be, and go be it." And I was like, "Yeah, I like that. That's a good point, well made, sir."
It's true. You can literally go, I want to be this person, and that's what I'm going to promote myself as. That's who I'm going to be.
Yeah, completely.
So, okay, so did you then go on into a normal path? So this sounds like at this point you've sort of gone back into get a good degree, get a good job. Did you go to university then after uni go into your first job, or what happened there?
I took a gap year after uni.
Okay.
Because if I had done it before uni, I'd have had to pay top-up fees. So I thought I'll save myself 20 grand and do it after. And after that, I took a gap year and was an assistant student pastor at a big church in Brighton.
How random.
For a year.
How random. Business to working in a church.
Yeah. It's a good environment because people think church, they think kind of Sister Acts or a building or hills or what have you. But behind the scenes, they operate particularly when churches get big, they have to operate at a really efficient level. And there's a lot of things kind of flying around logistically. And at the moment, all churches are having to operate online. So they've been thrust into the world of technology.
Yeah.
Some are great directs. And I've had to learn to adapt. It's a fascinating world to work in.
That must be quite interesting to watch as well. Like the fact that businesses right now are they have no choice anymore. They have to evolve. And that is forcing their hand. So it's interesting to see who's actually doing it well and who's making a terrible job of it and who's learning.
Oh, completely. I spent 5 years at Channel 4 doing a restaurant program. So a lot of my good friends are restaurant owners. And watching all handle it differently. One of my friends owns a place in London Bridge out by Southwark Way called Where the Pancakes Are. It's an amazing pancake house. It's incredible. If you haven't been, as soon as it opens, go and check it out. And straight away they were like, okay, we're going to do pancake survival crates. We're going to box up all our kind of expensive ingredients and send them out to people to make their own pancakes. And if they tweet a photo of them doing it and tag us in it, we'll send them a discount code for next time. And they nailed it. From like a logistical level, they nailed it. From a marcoms level, they crushed it. And it's that kind of resourcefulness that always impresses me in business.
No, I think I'm sort of enjoying watching businesses have to learn, because there's a lot of industries where it is, they've sort of rested on their laurels for such a long time, and they're like, okay, well, we either do this or we don't last and survive, and they have to. And it's wonderful to watch, because it's exciting for me, because I work in digital marketing, so that means, okay, now they're doing it, so maybe they'll be more open to marketing. All right, so okay, you're working in a church. Where does the first acting job rear its head in this process, this story? Like, where does the first one come from? Because you've been in all sorts.
Yeah, no, that would have been 2011.
Okay.
And I sort of fell into acting. So I was working for an independent TV company. I was casting for The Undateables. I was the casting researcher for 6 years on The Undateables, because they had like loads of just researchers sitting at desks doing it the stupid way. And I was like, hi, Adam Pearson, could cast 6 seasons from my own personal phone book. And they were like, okay, do it. And I went in and did it. And while I was working on one series, I got an email from a charity called Changing Faces, who are sort of like the UK's largest charity that support people who are affected by facial difference or what have you. Saying, hi, we've had a production from we've had an email from this director and casting agent. They want a man with disfigurement to be in a film, yada, yada, yada. And the only real bit of information in that email was the director's name, Jonathan Glazer. And I instantly knew who he was, because I'd written papers on his work in advertising. Because he did he's got a lot of really famous adverts. He did the black and white Guinness ones with the horses and the surfers. And he also did the Levi's ones where the people run through the walls of the buildings.
Yeah, I remember those.
So I was like, okay, this is probably one of the best directors in the advertising game.
How did that feel? Like, that's out of the blue, out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you do it. You kind of. I'm a big fan of say yes to every opportunity, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it's easier to live with failure and disappointment than regret.
No, look, that is my life to a T. I say yes to more or less everything, because if you don't know what's going to happen, you could have gone there, it could have been a terrible film, right? But I tell you what, you would have met the directors, the casting people, the other actresses and actors. You would have met all the people on set, and who knows where they play a role in your life later on. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and that feeds into like another bit of advice that people sometimes overlook. And you'll know this from The Apprentice. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know who you're going to meet on the way up or on the way down.
That's true. So you said yes. What happens next?
So then I have to go through this rigmarole, put a clip of yourself on YouTube so we can see how you move and you talk and what have you. And by this point, I was like, I don't have time for this. It all got a bit real. And I was like, I'm going to try and balls this up so they leave me alone. And then on the way to meet the director for the final meeting, we booked a room at the American Church on Tottenham Court Road, which was bang opposite my office at the time. And on the way here, I got hit by a black cab on Tottenham Court Road and broke my leg. So the first time I met the director, I was under a taxi in my pants, surrounded by paramedics, high as giraffe ass on morphine. That was my first impression.
That's not a bad impression. It's definitely break a leg. I just want to say to you before you left, go break a leg, and then you're like...
Yeah, no, someone did. I didn't know, and they felt really guilty about it.
Okay, how does that transpire? Then what happens? So he said then, I'll maybe talk to you later, or let's catch up another time when you're not under a taxi.
He comes and finds me, because as soon as I know what's going on, adrenaline kicks in, and I called him. I was like, hi, funny story, I'm on my way, been hit by a black cab, I think my leg's broken, I'm still really keen, don't think I'm not keen, I'm just going to be about 5 minutes late. And you can hear him panicking, and then he comes and finds me when I'm like about to be taken to UCL for surgery. And again, morphine is a thing. And the conversation went, oh, bloody hell, Adam, I didn't realise you did your own stunt work. So we tried, do I look like I've got a fucking stunt double? And then he was just like, okay, I like this guy.
And that
And then-
leads to what was the name of that film? Sorry, what was the name of that film?
That was Under the Skin. That was the one with Scarlett Johansson.
What about your friends? So you don't have any friends?
No.
Right, okay, and that's the one that I've seen. I've seen that one. Is it on Netflix? It's not on Netflix. On Prime, maybe.
It's on Amazon Prime.
There you go. Yeah, I saw that not long ago. It was advertised, I think. I was like, oh, I know that guy. I've got him on Twitter.
Yeah. It's all weird film, isn't it?
So I'm guessing, did you go to the premiere of that film and like do all the glamorous stuff?
Yeah. I didn't do the international one because I was busy. But I went to the London Film Festival London premiere.
Yeah.
And did the whole screening, red carpet. It's that whole world is amazing.
Yeah, I bet it was weird though, wasn't it?
Oh, those events are always weird. And particularly when it's, you in a film with Scarlett Johansson, and I've got my best friend Roxy with me, who doesn't know anything about this film, and I have to give everything. At some point in this film, you will see my penis.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were naked in it.
Yeah. I know when to shut your eyes.
Amazing. All right, so did all your friends and family see this? Did everyone watch it?
No, I couldn't get enough tickets for my friends and family to go to the premiere.
But
we did organise an excursion where me and loads of friends from like work and my from like from church went, and I didn't tell any of them I was naked in it.
I'm just thinking, I'd love to see their faces. They watch it, and then your penis on the screen. You'd be like, "All right, okay."
We all walked out the cinema, and I'm just like, "So." And my friend Heidi was like, "It was good." And I'm like, "Heidi," I'm like, "Here."
Amazing. So that's okay. So Undateables led to the film. The film obviously would have got a lot of attention because it's you and Scarlett Johansson, and it's quite a big film. I would say it was like a Hollywood film, isn't it? Is that you would class it as a Hollywood film? You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It had I think the budget was a couple of million.
Yeah. So it's not like an independent film. It's like a big film. And then so off the back of that, where's TV? Because TV then come knocking.
Yeah. And I'd already done a few documentaries anyway. And then that led to other situations that led to other documentaries.
Okay.
Because after it came out in America, I got an email from a man called Todd Ray, who at the time was the owner and operator of the Venice Beach Freak Show in California.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, if you're in the area and you want a job, you call me. And I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this email. I know he's not being a dick. But someone less robust than myself would be really offended by this email. And I showed it to one of my bosses as a joke. And he was like, that's amazing. Let's do a documentary about you in freak shows. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. So that led to like this 3-week whirlwind tour of America, looking at the history of vaudeville in both here in America and how it's evolved to now and how I feel about it from like an emotional point of view.
Do you find so like when I decided I was going to talk to you, I didn't want to like make it all emotional and stuff, because that's not the point of this podcast. But do you find that a lot of people want that side? They want the emotional, they want the story, like. But you're not. It's not a sad. You're not got a sad life. You're quite a positive guy, and obviously you do a lot of speaking, and you do what I like to do, which is inspiring others.
Yeah, totally. But I think it is, as you say, part of the journey. And I think to completely overlook the hardships of one's journey does it a huge disservice.
No.
But it's a thing. It's not the thing, and we're all products of our environment. But I really don't like the kind of emotional pornography aspect of a lot of documentaries, particularly medical ones.
Yeah.
You sensationalize something and take something that's a very small part of someone's character and make it all about that. It isn't, it's like appalling journalism, it's appalling TV, but also it isn't fair. And you become this thing that people use to make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's when it goes from being, I think that's when it starts to become exploitative. And I think exploitation is a word that's thrown around a lot really badly. But I think that to me is the line. When you start using my disability as your narrative rather than my character, I think that's when you're fucking up. And luckily, it hasn't happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I've got a very good radar for what offers are bullshit and what ones aren't.
Have you what was I going to say there? Sorry. I was going to say, I guess it's a good platform for you because you're getting this exposure, and yeah, you've had to talk about something that is quite personal, but at the same time, that opens doors for you then to go out and go, this is the message I promote. This is what I'm here to speak about. So you had something to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say it, you have to do it with a level of authenticity that not many people can muster. And if I'm not willing to embrace my own struggles, hardships, and journey, what right do I have to expect an audience to do so?
No, it's a completely understandable point of view. Okay, so we've done film, penis out in the film, documentary. So TV. At what point have you started going into TV? What was the first thing? Because this is before you did presenting this. This is now you just started appearing in TV pieces.
Yeah. I did TV. I did a documentary. My first doc was when I was like 19, and that's when I decided I wanted to work in TV. That was like, planned TV. When I was a kid, I went to go and see Live and Kicking being filmed on White City. And that's when I just fell in love with the nuts and bolts of TV and how it works from an operational point of view. So I wanted to work in TV from a young age, but also was acutely aware of how competitive it is. So Plan B had to be good. So I thought, I'm gonna kind of learn how TV works. Eventually, set up my own TV or entertainment business, and go from there. So it's how that all works. And then I did a documentary when I was 19, just as sort of like a fly on the wall kind of medical thing. And made friends with the crew really quickly. And from that, I got all these contacts in BBC Science. And then that's how I got into that whole side of the documentary. I did a Horizon documentary. I then met the head of BBC Three, who quite liked me. This is before it became the ridiculous online monstrosity it is now. I did a few BBC Three bits. I then met the head of current affairs at Channel 4 at the Edinburgh TV Festival, and we were both really drunk. And she quite liked my moxie, and so gave me a gig on a food program. And I think that's when you know you're good at your job, and when you know diversity works, is when you can have a disabled presenter on TV not talking about disability.
Yeah. It seems like, as well, I guess for you, there's a couple of things that are standing out to me already, and just the way you're talking is the fact that you enjoy fostering relationships with people. You enjoy making those friends and being around those positive energy and putting your energy into it as well. And that's why people like you. But on top of that as well, you're not afraid to say yes to things and try things. And you said to yourself, you're a yes man. Therefore, you don't have any regrets. You might have had loads of failures, but you probably can't remember them because you only really remember the successes that you've had because you say yes to all.
Yeah, no, completely. And I think fostering those relationships is really important. Because if people meet you, like you, and you can feed into their creativity as much as they feed into yours, they'll keep you around. One of my good friends is Walter. So that there are two kinds of people in our industry: fountains and drains. You're a fountain, make sure you stay a fountain. And we've all met those people who, when you're in the room with them, just suck all the energy out of it, so there's nothing left. And then you're like, oh God, I hope Lord Sugar moves her to the next team on the next one.
Yeah, but do you know what though? I honestly believe now that the people that are like that, the ones that suck the energy out of the room, that they like that. They like that they're that person. They might not know they are, but that's their identity. That's who they are. They're the person that comes and ruins everyone's fun.
Well, it's a form of control, isn't it? In a really weird way.
they embrace. I guess instead of changing it or even recognizing it as an issue, they go, "This is who I am," and when I come in, everyone listens to me, and rah rah. I don't know. Okay, so then let's move forward slightly. Then, so what age are we now? Then, so we've done the film. We've done. This isn't that long ago. It's 2011. It's like 10.
Yeah, and it came out in like 2014. It was a really long process, that film. The script was an 8-year gig. And then the way it was shot, by the time we filmed everything, there was, I think, 120 hours of just surveillance-style footage to sort through, and 1,200 hours of soundscaping to piece together. And so it was like a decade labour of love for Glazer to make that film. And so by the time that came out, I'm 24 at that point.
What are you doing for money, by the way, at this? I mean, obviously, you might get bits and pieces. Are you working full-time, or are you just gone full into movies and TV and bits and pieces?
Gone into kind of movies, TV, journalism. There's a lot of money in kind of lecturing and public speaking.
So you're in the risk. Like, if you're not working, that's the risk. You just don't get any money, so you have to keep going.
Yeah, completely.
It's quite a move, isn't it? Because you've got a degree and you could have been building a career at this point because you've come through university and.
Yeah. And there are times when I've had to kind of call up mates who are in business and like come do a bit of work for some cash in hand and what have you.
But no, we don't do that because the tax man doesn't watch this podcast. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no.
The tax man's watching. Adam does not do cash in hand work.
And he just says it as well. No.
So I guess though, my point there was that so you've had the choice. You come to uni, you've got your degree, and that was where you saw yourself going. Then other opportunities started opening up. You've jumped into those opportunities, and now you're all in. There's not like you don't have a plan B, do you? You don't have a job lined up. You don't have a second plan. This is it. This is the plan.
Yeah. This is again high risk, high reward. And I think if you make a choice, you go all in. I don't believe in kind of half-assing something. I like to use my whole ass.
You got a ridiculous sense. Your sense of humour is like what makes me laugh. You know, like I see it on Twitter all the time, which is another reason why.
It gets me in so much trouble.
So then, okay, 24 years old, and you're looking ahead. Now you're 35, so we've got 10 years here. What's happened since then? I guess so you've gone into presenting. You started doing loads of extra work. You've gone into presenting. You've done a movie. You've got all this you've essentially got a massive CV behind you. How do you know where to go next? And or is it just things just kept popping up? You tell me the story.
So since then I did another movie. I got offered a leading role in sort of like an independent American film. So I got to go and work in America for a month. And the actress I was working with, Jess Wexler, she's in The Good Wife. She was in that weird horror film Teeth in 2000.
I remember that one. That was a strange film.
Yeah. And she's acutely aware what her role was in that film. She even describes herself as weird toothy vagina girl when she talks about it.
Okay, cool. So, okay, and I guess now and then at some point you've started going into all right. Well, I'm going to focus on giving something back now to people. I want to because you're doing a lot of talks and helping students. I say helping young people because they're the ones that are probably most susceptible to these issues.
Yeah.
Where's that decision come from?
I think it's an implicit moral duty of people to leave this world a better place than when they arrived. And you do that, I think, by helping the younger generation. And I think also with the increase in awareness and discussion of mental health, there's a lot of really fertile ground there to sow really good things into the younger generation. And I think it's good to have them listen to good things. And rather than kind of listening to angry, violent metal or gangster rap or what have you. I think to create an environment where they can go and listen to wisdom and other opinions and voices of kind of hope and positivity, the better their lives will be later on for it.
And there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things now that the young people can access these messages through. When we were kids, I mean, I say when I'm 5-6 years younger than you. When we were younger, though, there was not even a bloody mobile phone, so the internet was terrible. But now, actually, you can access them to YouTube, podcasts. You can access them on social media. We didn't have any of that, so you had to know someone.
With the advent of this, we have the whole world at our fingertips.
But we had to. You had to know someone. If you wanted that information as a child, you had to know someone. But now they don't.
Whereas now it's just out there, and I think the more good stuff like this that we can put out there to kind of counteract the nonsense, the better the internet will be as an ecosystem.
Mm. I was saying yesterday, I was saying to my friend on the phone that I said it's your moral responsibility to lean back and help the next person. Whatever, doesn't matter what the step is, doesn't matter where you're headed. As soon as you take a step and it gets you somewhere else, it's your responsibility to reach back and help someone else to get to that level. And then it's their job to do the same for someone, and so on and so forth. Everyone thinks that they're competing with each other, but they're not. They just it's much more effective to support others and bring them up to that level. If you've been through an experience, the answer to you now will be second nature to someone. But actually, if you're a young person going through the same experience you had when you were a child, they might not have any answers. They might not know who to turn to, but you know it off the top of your head because you've lived through it.
Yeah, completely. Completely. That's why I always say whenever I talk about things like disability and acting in TV, I'm always like, get them in the room. Like, I don't want positive discrimination. I don't want equality of outcome. I want equality of opportunity. So let's give disabled people chances and let their talent do the talking. And if they suck, they suck. Like, done. But if they're amazing, everyone wins in that situation. No one loses in this transaction. And then people say to me, but what if there's someone who's better than you who steals your work? I'm like, please, not a thing. No one's better than me at what I do. But also, the fear there is makes me a better person.
I guess there's only one more question I've got to ask you on this, and that's okay. If you can go back to when you're I say 15 because it's a young age before you go into college. So if you can go back to when you're 15 years old and you're going to tell yourself one piece of advice to help you get to where you are now, what would that piece of advice be?
I say it gets better. But how you feel right now isn't how you're going to feel for the rest of your life. And just that, you've got this.
I like that. I like that. Sorry, I was just thinking to myself, what would I tell myself? But it's the same. I guess it's hard to see that. When you're currently in a moment, it's hard to look ahead and go, it's going to be okay. Like, you don't really see it as that. You just think, oh, what the hell, how do I deal with this? But I guess everyone can overcome everything. They just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, it's all about kind of resilience, isn't it? Kind of how you deal with hardship. Life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to that.
Well, I think that's perfect, and I think there's a lot of bits and pieces in there. Hopefully, people can pick it out and apply it to their own lives. But just you as a person and your story, where you've been and the things that you've done along the way, is interesting, and I'm hoping that other people find it. I found it very interesting, and it's a little bit humbling as well because I sit here and I go, well, I was bullied in school, but actually I was probably not bullied nowhere near as much as the people were, and I thought I had it tough, but actually someone else had it tougher, and it's like.
There's a quality-quantity thing there, isn't there? I had a lot of really low-level bullying. Whereas you might have had, like, not a lot, but like really good bullying. So I think it's all very, very different. And also, I think the extent of one's hardship doesn't affect the emotional impact on them. And so I wouldn't hold up my journey and be like, you think you had it hard, here's my aggro. I'm like, no, your journey was hard. Tell me about it, and let's all, I am also a very broken human being. Let's all be broken together.
But I think the fact, the way in which you dealt with it was much better than what I would have done back then, and I guess I grew up with Eddie Murphy as well, so I was a cocky little shit. But I blame Eddie Murphy for a lot of kids swearing when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, no.
I used, to recite, I used to recite the shows and do it to my friends, like do the performances.
And you knew when it had been on the telly.
Yeah.
Because everyone would like come around and do the kind of the Mr. T impression.
And I got ice cream. Oh no, is it ice cream or cheeseburger, whatever he's got? He's like, we got ice cream and you can't have none.
Yeah.
You're on welfare. Hey, look, Adam, I want to say thank you very much for just taking, 30, 40 minutes to chat. And I think it's a great addition to the guys. If anyone wants to speak to you, anyone wants to find out to you more about you, how did they find you? What did they search?
You can get me at Adam_Pearson on Twitter or Adam_Pearson_TV on Instagram. And if you want your ass kicked on the PlayStation Network, it's Pearson, Fearson, Pearson, Pearson. Bring it.
Sweet. Thank you very much, Adam.